Hello my dear brothers and sisters and my dear students. Welcome back to our channel. Today I have with me my friend Nandita Pandey. Welcome to my channel. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Nandita Pandey and I am from Pharmacology department from Naipur, Hyderabad.
Okay. Then my viewers asked some question for me about Gpat preparation 2023. The first question is for you. How to prepare Gpat 2020 within 18 days?
See, when you want to prepare for something, you should start from the starting itself. But because now we have only 18 days in our hands, we will talk about few things which can help us to prepare in these 18 days. Okay, so we all know that the core subjects like SUTEX, then OC, all these subjects are more important. So we can see how, like, what are the main points that we can do from these specific subjects, and how we can try to score more. So should I speak about the individual topics? Individual
topic, pharmacology, and what are the major subjects? Then we have to cover the each chapters.
So starting with pharmacology. Now the main important thing is your classification. Because in Gpat 2021, most of the questions was from the classification itself. Like the question was DPP-4 inhibitors and the drug's name were given. So if you know the classification, it will become more easy. So the first important thing is you have to revise all the classification very thoroughly. The next point is you have to do the important chapters from that subject. Now if you do from Gpat or like any other reference book, it would be quite hectic because there are so many points in that book. So in that case, what you can do, if you have prepared your own notes, you can go back to those notes and you can refer them for your study for these 18 days. So the first main thing is your classification. Then when we come to individual topic, like for example antifungal or antiviral. So in that case, the main point, see, every point can be like important at some point of time. But few questions like the drug of choice, that is an important question because every drug is not the choice for every type of condition. So you should know the drug of choice. Then when we come to adverse effects, so the peculiar ones, like for example, if you talk about statins, so rhabdomyolysis, when you talk about rifampicin, so orange colored urine. So these are some peculiar adverse effects which play more important role. Okay, so first you do classification, and I referred one book called as Gupta. So that book is really helpful. In that book, you will get all the important points only. So you don't need to refer every chapter. You can just read that book and you can do it from there.
Okay, I have another one question. How do you remember the classifications? You can do some tricks about the remembering.
Okay, classification, right? See, in case of classification, few people what they do, they make some like short forms or they make some in mnemonics, right? But in my case, I did it from the viewpoint, like what is the mechanism of action or what is the site of action. So if you know the site of action or the mechanism of action, it becomes easy to correlate with the drugs also. So that could be one thing which can work for some of the people out there.
Please let me tell about the minor subject for the Gpat 2023.
Okay. See, minor subjects, we can talk about biochemistry. In that we have proteins, then lipids chapter. Okay, so in that there's one example. Okay, so when I talk about proteins, when I talk about vitamins, so in that we have A, B, C, D, E, right? So A has some like other name also when you talk about B, or when you talk about like the vitamin B, you have B1, B2. So like let's say B1 is thiamine, but also it is related to its deficiency, like for example anti-beriberi, or vitamin B12 is also known as Perennicus or cyanocobalamin. So all these names are also like important. And from minor subjects, biochemistry, the function of individual proteins and lipids are important. Then we can talk about farm engineering. In that also few questions which is from like distillation chapter, then evaporation chapter, then centrifugation chapter. So you should know the name of the type of the like evaporator which is used for the specific type of cream or paste. So these points are important.
Okay. And next, how many questions have to attempt in the Gpat 2023?
Okay. See, now attempting question, I think it depends on that individual what strategy they have made from the past 1 year or 6 months.
Okay.
But in my case, what I did was I like attempted questions in 3 rounds. So in first round, you solve all those questions which you are 100% sure.
Okay.
It can be 30, 40, it can be anything. But like in first round, all those questions which you know.
Okay.
which you know like very well.
Okay.
Then in the second round you go to those questions about which you know but you need to think a bit. So those questions you like avoid in the first round one because it might take some time. So in the second round you solve those questions which you know but you need to think a bit or you need to recollect. So in second round you solve those questions, and then in third round that's a kind of you need to take some risk also. So in that round, if you have read that concept somewhere in the past or if you know at least some points from that question, so you can try attempting those questions in the third round. In the third round also, it should not be just a blind, you are just attempting like we say blind tukka mara. That you should not do. It should be a calculated risk. So you can solve questions in 3 rounds like that.
Okay.
So that will also save your time, and you will not stick to just one question if you don't know, and you will stick there only and you will lose your time.
Okay.
So you can save your time. So by doing that.
This is my last question for you. Last 2 days, what days you do?
Okay.
In last 2 days, remaining 18 days are there. Last day, what days you do?
I think mindset.
Okay.
What you think and what you believe you are going to do at that point of time, in that slot, at that location where you will get your like exam. So in the last 2 days, first of all, you should relax yourself because you have done your best from the past 1 year or 6 months.
Okay.
So now it's time to relax, and just to you can see like some people they still study for the last 2 days also, even before one hour of exam. So in that case, if at all you want to study something, so in that case you can just go through the this classification, or else you can read your own notes also. But the best thing is that you should try to calm yourself because you have done a lot from past 1 year or 6 months. So now it's time to just be in that zone where you can have some peace of mind, and that will reflect in your main exam. And also one main important point is now because we have 18 days, it's more important to solve questions, the mock questions and all that, because if you want to revise, we have around 10 subjects to revise, and it's not very feasible to do all of them. But when you attempt 125 questions, at that one time, you will go through every subject. So the questions which are wrong, you can go back to those questions and you can revise those points. So at this point of time, paper solving is the most crucial part, because that helps us to know like where we are going wrong and like what is the negative marking.
Okay, Nandita. Thanks for your sharing to my viewers. Please say to subscribe my channel.
Please subscribe this channel.
Okay, if you want more videos, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. Okay, thank you for watching this video.